All right, this is an edgy topic for me. I've avoided talking about it, but we're going to go for it. And if I delete this live after, I just do. It's fine. Divine feminine codes, the rise of divine feminine codes, sexuality, 5D consciousness, prosperity versus scarcity. These are the topics I want to cover. They're all related. So, you might have noticed if you've been with me for a little while, the season of money as being the forefront of what I'm speaking about has ended publicly online. And the rise of these divine union codes, masculine, feminine balancing within, masculine, feminine balancing in relationship has come forward. This is bringing, they're connected is what I want to say. The house of money lies in the sacral, lies in the second chakra. The house of community lies in the sacral. The house of relationship, the house of sexuality. They all lie in the sacral and the root chakras. The sacral and the root have been the most tainted, dismembered energy centers, distorted in humans, right? Eons ago, we see it in religious programming greatly. We have shamed sexuality. We have shamed women's sexuality. We have villainized women's sexuality. We have villainized the power of sexual energy. Right now, a lot of women have been crossing my paths who have experienced sudden breaks in their relationships, in their partnerships, wherein it appears things are going fine as normal, not necessarily great, not necessarily bad, and then all of a sudden, usually it's the dude in these stories that I'm presented with, just disappears, becomes allergic to the partnership, feigns or proclaims no interest, no longer interested in connection, no longer satisfied in the partnership, and it often comes without much explanation. So these women are devastated. And they're coming to me, and I think it's because I'm here to speak about it right now and bring some clarity to this. And what I see happening is that the rise of these divine feminine codes, which are rising in all of us, male or female, are so pristine, they're so clean in their energy, they're so integrous, that anything that's not a match to showing up fully is kicked out of place. And I'm not pointing my finger to the men here at all. I'm pointing my finger to the relationships that we have entertained for centuries. We have been compromising ourselves. We have been overgiving. We have been dishonest, frankly, in our codependency. Codependency is not honest, right? So I'm speaking fast because I'm trying to get to the good stuff here around sexuality, connection, vulnerability in that, this authenticity that is called of us in that we've been able to avoid because we've had these conventional partnerships wherein a woman is removing herself, dedicating herself to one partnership, removing herself from the mainstream, effectively shunting her own power to the relationship. It's really deep, you guys. I'm trying to talk it through. Just see how it lands. You might not even understand all that I'm trying to convey here. Just put it in your body and see where it lands in your field. And we'll be discussing this. We're talking about it in the leader circle. I really want this conversation to come out. It's going to clarify itself over time. But this is my first go talking about it. There's much here. The masculine element right now is being asked to step into a level of authenticity, presence, vulnerability, and truth within that often feels terrifying. In these partnerships with women who are about their own spiritual practices, the stuff within the masculine that's been suppressed, and I'm sure it's happening within ourselves, within our own masculine element as well, I'm certainly seeing it for myself, is rising to the surface to be seen. So the shadow work is presenting itself to us for review. And it causes terror and fright in a lot of us because we have been, and I'm speaking for all of us, but really I'm talking to the masculine element, because we've been suppressing aspects of ourselves because we've been afraid that they are not appropriate, right? There comes a time in a boy's development when he at some point just decides it's not safe anymore to be all of who I am. It's not safe to express all of my emotions. It's not safe to be with all of my feelings. So I've got to put them aside and tuck them away. And now wear this mask of cool, calm, collectedness, right? How many of us have done that too, women, right? I certainly have. I've been a professional at that all of my life. Medical doctor, right? Conventional marriage, code switching across different cultural lines, all these things. So let us be with that. And see how we have been forced to hate aspects of ourselves within the masculine element. And recognize that in these partnerships right now, these partnerships that are evolving because of the rise of these divine feminine codes, right? Because of this rise, our partnerships are calling from our masculines this new authenticity that we've been getting by for the long haul, not showing, not demonstrating, not being with. So this is exceedingly intimate. This, I believe, is an opportunity in the breaking of these partnerships for something new. This is yet another one of those systems, those paradigms that is breaking down. We talk about the medical system, the prison system, the education system. The conventional relationship system is breaking down. It is no longer a fit for these high elevated codes. We can no longer pretend that we are asexual when we're in a partnership with one person. We can no longer pretend that we are getting all of our needs met in our relationship from this one person. We can no longer pretend that we do not need the full spectrum of the village. We can no longer pretend that we don't need our women, our sistren, to be at our sides. We can no longer pretend that our man is fulfilling all of these facets of ourselves that need a bounce-off partner. We can no longer pretend that we're not psychic or intuitive when our man is around and then be that when he's not. We can no longer have that polar connection, that polar life. Does that make sense? Okay, what wants to come through next here? So much transformation lies in the sexual connection. So much inner transformation lies in fully authentic, fully present, fully ecstatic sexual connection. And many of us have never had it. Or we did fleetingly, and then we engaged in these deep, committed partnerships that don't foster that. Because we get to, and I'm going to say something really frustrating and triggering, we get to be sloppy AF in our energy when we're in a marriage. We get to be sloppy AF in our energy and no longer choose our highest integrity, no longer choose our partner every single day because we're stuck, we're hitched in these partnerships. So we're not nothing's being asked of us anymore. We get to just slump down into this thing that we get to depend on because with it, we've been told comes all of the makings of security, safety, right? Your whole village is now in one person, right? And these divine feminine codes are calling out of us this broader awareness, and we can no longer live that lie. Am I saying that relationships need to break, that marriages need to break down? I'm not saying that. I don't know what this looks like. But I'm wanting to acknowledge every woman who's feeling the dissonance and like the the earth quaking underneath their partnerships. You get to be vocal about the fact that something needs to change. I think I'm going to end this here because I'm not sure where else to go, but I just want you to know this is a subject that has been sweeping me up from behind, and I'm no longer wanting to not talk about it. It's like, this is what's coming, and this very much does relate to receiving prosperity, being in your soul mission, fully opening your creative vessel, stepping in to your soul mission, truly. So let's bring it. With love, sisters. I'm going to check the chat here. All right. I love you all.